And of course this cleaning is very important if you want to prevent future leaks, right? So I'm spending extra time on this. I will be not rushing this repair. The owner is my friend, so I want to have it perfect. Here you can have a nice look on this valve cover gasket. Valve cover. The gasket is still not there, and obviously there now is a chance, right, to clean this. Whatever, if you have a degreaser, right, it's always good to use a brush. Just get rid of that old oil, clean it up before I will be installing it back. I always try to avoid using brake cleaner because it's so toxic. Let's try today this product. We were discussing this, right, in different videos on this channel together. You guys were giving me all kinds of recommendations. So let's try this baby today. And let's see if I will use the brush after, how this foamy action will work on this valve cover. And I will try to speed up this cleaning process, right? Make it more efficient using the brush to get that dirt off. So far this thing doesn't stink so bad like a brake clean. I really enjoy that. It's way better. And it seems to be also leaving the dirt relatively easily. Okay, we will see. So I dispersed it for approximately 3-4 minutes, and look at it. This is way nicer, way cleaner. I think that this is good product. What you cannot see is that it's not killing me here with that heavy poisonous evaporating smell which is coming off the brake cleaner, right? This doesn't make that, so this is awesome. Yeah, I think I really like this. Most of it cleaned really good. I really like it. And I have to just not forget about the tubes, right? These needs to be cleaned too, and then I will be ready to start installing that new rubber gasket. I think you can see that this valve cover, it's in way better shape than when it came today. So let's go ahead and carefully open that kit. And this is the gasket with these two washers, the rubber washers I was telling you about in beginning, right, when we were removing the valve cover. So here you don't need to worry about how to put it, because there's only one way how to put it on. So you start nicely entering it right around that rubber, this time nice and soft rubbery gasket. It's not hardened like the old one which was leaking. So look, this is really nicely fitting. I bought this part from O'Reilly, so this is a good one, good quality. And you go around like this, right? Now some of you will ask, oh, do you need to put some gasket maker on this? Will it be a part of the install? Well, in this area, in this section, no. But you are right. I'm going to grab the FIPG, right, the Toyota FIPG right now, and I will be showing you where we will be applying that. For those who never did that, this is that original Toyota FIPG, that's that black gasket maker, or they call it Seal Packing 103. So this is the best product on the market I know, and now I will show you where we'll apply that. and we will be installing that in the area where the engine block meets the timing chain cover. Do you see this split here? These are two different parts put together, and the surface, it's not necessarily perfectly straight. So right here in the back, you see that split? This is where I will put a drop of it, and this is where I will put the second one. I don't have any sharp corners around anywhere else, right? So in this case, on this vehicle, it will be only these two spots. Let me show you. And I will try my best to show you. Hopefully it will be visible and the camera will be in the focus. So basically very small amounts right in this area where those two parts are meeting. You don't want to squeeze too much because you don't want to have it inside of the engine, right? Just remember, we are just taking care of possible imperfection in two surfaces. So definitely a little bit. Once again, you don't want this flowing inside of the engine. This is perfectly enough. Now comes many times the tricky part, right? We are going to install that valve cover back with that new gasket. Why is it tricky? Well, many times you don't have much space and some wires or harness are in your way and you have to squeeze underneath them and so on. This engine is definitely one of the easy ones, so if somebody wants to try, this will be a good example. And we have also here these two studs, you remember, they are sticking out, so they will help us to guide that basically back, right? So this wiring harness on the passenger side, that was the only thing which could actually getting in my way, so I'm carefully coming here. And again, the harness already tries to mess with me, but I just cleared everything and I can carefully drop it down. And these two studs, one and here two, perfectly put it down for me. I can start immediately putting all these screws and nuts back, and I will carefully follow the tightening procedure, right? I want this valve cover be seated slowly and equally down. I don't want to bend it because I will be yanking on some screws too early and too hard. So I will follow some procedure how to tighten these, and I will show it in just a second. So I will say I have all those screws back around, right? Also these two nuts. But as you can see right here, I have still these two long screws. On those I said I will be not reusing those rubber washers. They are coming in the kit, brand new. So these will be replaced. Let me come and get them. They are right here. Here is the first one. Observe the orientation, compare it with the old one. So I'm putting the new crusher washer, right, the rubbery washer. These are hardened again by the heat, so you can feel the difference immediately. Here are the new ones, and they will be perfectly working for this purpose. Now, how I will do the tightening sequence. What I do, I first use only extension with that 10 millimeter, and I'm using just the hand. I start with these two right in the middle by the hand, and then I will go around. And that's basically really just get them bottomed, and I cannot move them anymore. In this moment, it doesn't matter, I don't need to go crisscross because I'm just doing that first initial contact to the valve cover, right? I'm not tightening it at all. And yes, I will be not trying to save the time using any power tools. No way in this case. That goes away. So now I have my smallest ratchet, right? And I will do just very gradual little movements all around, maybe quarter turns. And if I go around, I will go crisscross, right? So I'm coming suddenly on completely opposite side. I'm coming again on the opposite side here. I'm coming here, right? So I'm going around this way because in this case I'm equally pulling down that valve cover gasket. This is my wife calling. I better answer that, don't you say? Good husband has to answer phone for a wife immediately, right? So yeah, that was just a little pause, and as I said, crisscross, right? I'm pulling by the hand, not using any power tools. I'm pulling this valve cover gasket down. You will be surprised how little torque is requested for this in the factory service manual, right? This is not being really tight much. I will go and look that number for you in the manual. But I normally just use it by the hand. I don't use the torque wrenches for this. Again, in the years of working on this, I developed the feel for it, right? But if you do it first time and you have a torque wrench, you can definitely use help of that and develop your own feel for it. And generally, you can trust the number, which is only 6 to 8 Newton meters, right? So as you can imagine, as I said, it's a really very little torque. Now I'm just rechecking if everything is equally tight. Right? Now I have everything perfectly torqued. I don't want to forget putting back the stuff which I have removed, right? Here is, for example, that supporting bracket for wiring harness. So that needs to go back. After that I will be able to install the harness on it. That it's supported correctly, right? And it cannot suffer from vibrations which are obviously in the engine. And that could damage the harness. So yeah, I will install that. I did install this one back, so this is in perfect position, right? Now with the same orientation, I will start returning those coils. I will always wipe them clean. So here it is, right? That was a 4. This one is the number 3. Nicely put them on top of the spark plugs. And we'll be installing those 4 screws. You can carefully use your power tools, but again, it's a plastic, right? You don't want to break anything. This is where people get carried away and will start, overdoing it, being in a hurry too much, and then you get a car back and this is completely cracked, right? It can happen if you are in too much hurry. So I can use it. I have to put it on the low setting, right, on the number 1, not on 2. And look. Okay, carefully. Yeah, and very little. I mean, there is a clutch in it when you are on the number 1, but still, you don't want to overdo it. Now, I'm looking for these wires, right, those cables. Which one was where, obviously. Did you hear that click? Nice, click, click, and click. Perfect. Am I ready for that plastic cover? No, you still see, right, these 2 vacuum hoses. I pushed them away in the beginning, so I better put them back, right? That will be a bummer. So boom, one is in the place. Where did I fold it? The other one, right here. Should have started with it, it doesn't matter. It's easy to push them on. All the way nicely in the place. I'm rechecking that I didn't pull, for example, by accident, right? I'm rechecking I didn't pull on anything and disconnected something, right? Because then it will start it up and it will not run correctly. But this is all perfectly in the place. This one was definitely easy, right? This is one of the easier valve cover gasket jobs. Carefully putting back this cover, and I have a last 4 nuts, right? Same here, don't go too hard on those. That will be not good. It's easy to crack this plastic cover. So always pay attention. Again, using that clutch, right? And 10mm socket. And that's it, right? Good. 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 Everything is nicely in the place. Now really what is important, you want to gather your tools, right? You don't want to forget anything here. So recheck everywhere. Excuse me. Do the last check with the light, and sure enough, here is my, right, here is sitting my ratchet with 10mm socket, so I'm taking that, and if I'm correct, everything is perfectly installed, and I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you find it interesting, especially those of you who requested more videos on Toyota Ecos, right? So yeah, my pleasure, make it for you. I had time, so it was possible. And please make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, my friend.